Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at the figure of Lama with a clone youth, is how they describe it on the packaging. Now, this obviously, the card back for this is, I quite like the designs that they had on these ones when they did these. You got that lovely sort of image, I suppose, what is essentially sort of Luke's hands holding that lightsaber in that top left-hand corner, and a nice sort of gold trim sort of Star Wars racetrack, if you want to class it as that. The figures inside the bubble look quite nice. I mean, obviously, I'm well aware these figures have got very limited articulation. But obviously on the front cover, you do have a nice image. If I bring that in, if you can see on the bottom there, of Lama from a still from the film, and actually a clone youth that you see as well. So the packaging, as I said, is quite nice. But the figures, I'm well aware, obviously, are going to have incredibly limited articulation. A little while back, I did actually do a video, obviously on, not with this one, not with Lama but with Ton Wee, and I thought that these figures would actually sit quite nicely alongside those. And I don't think we've got anything else really sort of, I suppose, from the Camino set, if you want to class it as that, within this sort of range. So anyway, quite nice packaging on the front. Let's have a look at the back of the card. So the images again on the back are quite nice. I'm not going to sort of read all that information about Lama, but it does give you a little bit more information about how you know, what they're talking about this figure, you know, after the sort of the fight on Naboo, etc., etc. But it does show you the other sort of figures, I suppose, which you could essentially class as part of this wave. So not a bad looking back of the card, and there is a nice image down there in that sort of left middle of Lama and the clone. So just one final look at the front of the packaging, and then let's get these let's get this out of its packaging, out of its plastic bubble, and we'll have a look at the figures in a little bit more detail. Okay, so here's the two figures out of the packaging. And I've got to say, the actual looks of them, I think they do look quite nice, although the articulation on these is really, really incredibly limited. I think I sort of mentioned that on the Ton Wee one previously, but the articulation on Lama here, you've literally just got articulation at the arms, which just go up and down, and just purely a swivel in the wrist. There is no articulation at the head. And obviously, just with the way that she's wearing that sort of, I suppose you almost want to class it as a skirt. You know, there's no articulation down below at all. But obviously, that does work quite nicely for the way this actually looks. Now, the clone youth, I was a little bit surprised because I thought it would actually have articulation in the legs, but there is no articulation at all. So literally, all you can do is stand it like that. It does have a swivel at the waist, and the arms obviously just move up and down, and then obviously the head from side to side. So quite limited articulation, but at the end of the day, you know, these, I mean, the reason I got these was to sort of put them alongside the Ton Wee character, which if I bring that in. Okay, so that's all of them together. What is quite striking, and I really didn't realise this until literally just opening it, is how much taller that Lama figure is over Ton Wee. Quite a substantial height difference. But I think these are the only two possibly that we've had sort of released from Camino. I might be completely wrong. If anybody watching this video knows obviously more about that than me, then please obviously do comment in the comments section below. But as I said, the reason obviously I just got this other set was quite simply to sit alongside Ton Wee, and I suppose you could use these in a diorama, obviously, if you were doing a diorama of Camino. At the end of the day, these are quite basic figures. I suppose sort of going back, if you want really to sort of the original 5 POA, even though obviously these are a little bit more limited than that. However, they do look nice, and obviously on a shelf display, they would look pretty good all together. And you could always put obviously some clones behind them, you know, if you're sort of doing that army building, and you could have a backdrop obviously of Camino and Image. So, and I think that would actually work quite nicely. Anyway, it was just a quick video to sort of get this one out of the packaging and sort of put it alongside Tonwi, just to sort of see the comparison. There's a big difference in height, but you know, nice enough characters. Again, I think prices have sort of fluctuated on the secondary market with these figures quite massively. They're not going to be everybody's cup of tea by any stretch of the imagination. But obviously, if you do like your clones and you do like your army building, then you could always have some great clones behind, and that would actually make quite a nice diorama. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, please do. There'll be plenty of more videos coming shortly. If you've got any questions, any comments at all on the video, please leave them in the comments section below, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.